I would now like to invite Professor Tridip Suhrud to speak a few words about the book.
Namaste. But where is the need for books? Asked Gandhi. And the book begins with that question. But it's a book which is informed by an awareness that Gandhi had a deep tenderness, an almost a priori tenderness towards books, ideas and concepts. It's written with an awareness that Gandhi's lack of possessions included 10,000 books, which he gave to the city of Ahmedabad to make its first library. It's not a difficult book. It's not a difficult book because Gandhi is a very difficult man. It is a difficult book because it's very difficult to separate our understanding of Gandhi that people like me have forwarded for past 50 years and come to a situation where we can think of Gandhi without the need of action, the incessant action to which we associate Gandhi. It is also difficult to think of Gandhi without the kind of interiority that we attribute to him or that he cherished. And it's not the interiority which takes us away from his silences. It's not the interiority which takes us away from his quest to see God face to face, to uncover that, as he put it, that golden lid which conceals truth. It is a book which actually deals with this process by which you begin to uncover, come closer to that golden lid. It is about the process of thinking. It is about the concepts through which Gandhi thought about himself, Gandhi thought about his institutions, and the world in which he found himself. And it's not only about concepts, because concepts by themselves, devoid of action, devoid of the process by which you arrive them, the process by which you unravel them, and the process by which you question them, is not a concept that Gandhi has any use for. It is a concept becomes meaningful for Gandhi only when it is something that one could live, one could inhabit, one could allow that concept to inhabit one. It becomes part of what Gandhi would call one's antaryami. It is that process which is sought to be captured in the book. And when you do that, you come across many difficulties. You come across difficulties not because Gandhi is not a systematic thinker. Gandhi is an extremely systematic thinker. There are questions which remain with him. There are questions that he grapples with, and there are doubts that he continues to cherish and nurture. I'm reminded of this particular day in November of 1946, when Gandhi, almost Christ-like, questioned the three fundamental things that had held his life together. In the first letter, he questioned nonviolence. Not the nonviolence that he had practiced, but the nonviolence that he had conceptualized. And he says, does this nonviolence actually measure up to the idea that I have of it? In the same letter, he questions Satyagraha. And in that afternoon, writing to his fellow ashramites at Wardha, questioned the very idea and the need for the ashram. Gandhi was capable of nurturing deep doubts about himself, about the concepts, about the institutions, and therefore to engage with Gandhi philosophically is very important. I'd like to draw your attention before I close to that image on the cover. It is a fabrication, it is an object which can resist the very forces which seek to destroy it. It regenerates, seeks energy from the very forces that seek to unravel it. And in some ways, that's the capacity that Gandhi has. He has had the capacity to resist what we've imposed upon him, what Gandhi's institutions have imposed upon him, what caretakers of those institutions have imposed upon him, what the Indian state and the Indian academe has imposed upon him. This is an act, as somebody said, of rescue. It's not just necessarily an act of rescue, it's actually an act where we are allowed to rethink the very language in which we engage with Gandhi. And thank you, Divya and Shaj. I know I was not supposed to be here, but I'm very, very grateful that I came. Thank you.
I just want to say that you were supposed to be here and then couldn't, and now somehow you are here. So it's most fitting. Thank you.